Building a prototype is an absolute must. It's the key to bringing your ideas to life and testing them out in a snap. In fact, without a prototype, most investors and potential business partners won't even take you seriously. We're going to show you a super easy and quick way to build a prototype. Let's get it. Download the workbook in the link below. Let's start by clearly defining the purpose of your prototype. It's super crucial to know exactly what you want to achieve before you start creating it. What features, interactions, and user flows do you want to include? Keep it focused and on point. You can go old school with paper prototyping or get digital with wireframes and interactive mockups. And if you're feeling crafty, you can even whip up a physical model. Make sure you have everything you need based on the prototyping method you chose. If you want to get started with paper prototyping, all you need is some paper, pens, and a sticky note. If you're looking to create a digital prototype, there are tons of awesome prototyping softwares online and design tools out there that can help you bring your vision to life. Let's say you need a physical prototype. That means getting your hands on materials like cardboard, clay, or even 3D printing equipment. At Design District, we like to start with low fidelity prototypes. It's the way to go. They're super simple and basic representations that focus on the core of the idea and the user flow. These things are seriously cost effective, super easy to modify, and perfect for gathering early feedback. We call them sacrificial prototypes because we only need them for a good time, not a long time. It's really important to build it with some type of structure so you can focus on the goal and what you want to get out of it. First, make sure it's giving off those final product vibes. You want your potential customers to get a sneak peek of what's to come, so make sure the visuals and user interface design is on point. If it's physical, it's super important to make sure it's the right scale and size compared to the final product, especially when you're talking about interactions and ergonomics. Either way, get creative and have fun with it. Prototypes are like works in progress that go through multiple iterations, allowing for improvements and refinements based on feedback and testing. It's all about constantly improving and perfecting until you reach the final version. Make sure you document all the features, design choices, and any specific instructions or considerations for testing. It's also super important to keep track of everything to get your stakeholders and testers on board with your project. You got to communicate the intended functionality and purpose loud and clear. Keep in mind, that's not going to be perfect. Every prototype has its limitations, and it's important to acknowledge and communicate those limitations to your audience. When creating content, it's also important to keep in mind that what you're showing might not be the full picture. Make sure to document any potential constraints or unresolved issues. Stay on top of your game. Once you've created your prototype, it's time to gather feedback from your users, stakeholders, experts, and even your teammates. By taking in constructive criticism, you can identify areas for improvement and iterate on your design to make it even better. Once you've nailed down your low fidelity prototype, it's time to level up and start building the high fidelity prototype. High fidelity is like the real deal. They're super detailed and have all the interactions you need to make everything pop. Now at this point, you've gotten experience in conducting research, so it's very similar. If you need a refresher, click on this video to find out how to conduct interviews and gather feedback. Make sure you're really paying attention to how your potential customers are interacting with your prototype. Take note of their reactions, any challenges they face, and suggestions they have. This is key to making sure your product is the best it can be. Make sure you're always listening to them, whether it's through interviews, surveys, or just observing. Take that feedback and use it to make your next move even better. Remember, it's all about giving the customer what they want. It's also important to keep iterating until it's almost perfect. Take that feedback and those insights and use them to refine everything. Practice makes perfect. When it comes to prototyping, the key is to whip up tangible representations of your ideas ASAP to get feedback and validate assumptions. It's all about putting humans first and creating a solution that really speaks to them. Check out the next video for more on turning your prototype into a real MVP. Like and subscribe. We're almost there.